Alright, so I was told that the most cringe video of the year has dropped, and it's from the Democrats. Now, I haven't seen it. We're going to watch it together, and then we're going to judge from a scale of 1 to 10 how cringe it actually is. It's got 3.1 million views. A lot of people are claiming the cringiness. And so I have to wonder if those people are right. New York 14th Congressional District. Youngest woman plus Latina. How can you deny this package? Right? Like, this is like her PhD. The qualifications, right? Like, here in Eastern Europe, when we talk about the politician, we're like, okay, well, he's an engineer, and he also worked with children at healthcare, you know, like, basically, they're trying to say what they did in life. But in America, it's different. Like, in America, if you travel there, instead of talking about your qualifications, you need to say, like, how young you are. The younger, the better. And also your ethnicity, extremely important, right? Like, what the Latina can do tells a lot, right? So, like, she's not African-American, she's Latina. You need to know this. She's going to be elected in the House, and she's a Trekkie in 2025, okay? Like, that tells you a lot. That tells me more than the ethnicity. She's a Trekkie in 2025, so she probably likes Star Trek Discovery. Sorry, I was planning to comment on every one of them, but the video just fried my brain. I got like a 5-second stun, you know, like watching, like playing an RPG, and one of the enemies, they have a stun ability. That's what I got from watching this. Wow. Can we see it again? Why is she shaking her hands like this? Are they trying to copy Donald Trump, right? Like, he made the funny dance, and therefore, well, funny dances are in, let's... She moves like she has arthritis. I'm not kidding, like, as a person that finished med school, I'm generally suggesting, like, this is not an insult, I'm generally suggesting that she should check herself up, you know, like, do an x-ray, because if this is how you move, problematic. Anyway... This is, out of touch, isn't it? Like, I get what they're trying to accomplish, but I would love to meet the person that came up with this idea and want to know if they were trolling or not. Like, were you attempting to humiliate the politicians? Or you know, like, did you try to gaslight them into that this is what people want? Did you try to convince them to do this? And you wanted to see if they're going along with it? And you also got paid for it, right? So... You know, if that's the case, much respect. I mean, 10 out of 10 trolling. But if this was supposed to be serious, someone needs to fire that guy. Like, holy shit. From a scale of 1 to 10, how cringe is it? I think it's a lot more cringe than the Democrat doing the twerking. Do you guys remember that? There was like a black woman running for office as a Democrat, and she twerked out upside down. Like, she placed herself on her hands, and she started twerking. A lot of people didn't like that, but I was like, no, this is what a democracy should look like. Like, there are tens of millions of people twerking in the United States, and they should be represented. Like, why shouldn't they? No, absolutely they should. Like, the parliament, or the House of Representatives, it's even called like that, should mirror society. Like, it should have at least a couple of people that do twerk. Right? So that when you have an individual that twerks for a living, and they're getting taxed or they're getting, you know, their clubs where they go get regulated, they should be able to go to parliament and talk to another person that works. They wouldn't judge them. They would understand exactly where they're coming from, and then they would advocate for them. Like, that is a genuine free and democratic society. So, like, that twerking video wasn't as cringe as this. Because what they're doing doesn't exist anymore. Like, they're trying to... I guess I copy the concept of fighting games. I don't have the whole video here, but it says, like, choose your fighter. If this came up in the 90s, yeah, it would look like a cringy joke. You know, like a thing in jest. But it's 2025. No one likes fighting games anymore. They're cringe. They're woke. And so you're trying to relate with a group of people that aren't there anymore. You're trying to appeal to the young population. And the main problem that you're having is an image problem. Like, a lot of people are saying that the Democrats are completely detached from normal people problems. I mean, when you have a kid that survived cancer and you don't clap for that, like, a lot of people are going to say that you're out of touch. Like, you generally don't know how to approach the people anymore. Like, you're such elitists. You're in your ivory towers. You're so far disconnected. Your lifestyle is so far disconnected from the people. You generally don't know what people like. And then you come up with an ad like this. Big yikes. Massive yikes. You know, if you had a VTuber with massive fucking titties, then you'd have got people to look into you. You know, either that or get a Bible and feign some moral outrage about some people on the internet, and that would get people to join you. But if you're going to be like this, you're not appealing to the left, you're not appealing to the right, you're spending money on something that is going to have the exact opposite effect. No one that sees this video that doesn't already like these Democrats is going to be persuaded. No one is going to say, wow, this is so relatable. Wow, my goodness. No one is going to do this. Very concerning for the future of the Democrats. No, seriously, a lot of people are cheering. But if Republicans will constantly win election after election, when you manage to get in power, you invite the corruption. You invite the grifters. You invite the socially unhinged people that get an umbrella by championing your ideology while being socially unhinged in public. This is what happened with the Democrats, by the way. This is how they managed to get all the mental asylum in their party, because they were the establishment for far too long. And so it's not healthy in a democracy for one side to constantly dominate. It's healthy when the things are balanced and it can swing either way at any point. Then all of a sudden, all the politicians are keeping away the grifters, they're keeping away the mental asylums because they got an image to protect. And so seeing this, to me, it's a little bit concerning. Anyway, let's look at the qualifications here. California 28th Congressional District. First Chinese American woman elected to Congress. Again, like, if you put this on a resume, besides the fact that she was elected to Congress, which is actually the important thing, right? Like, this is basically trying to say, hey, she's got experience as a politician. Like, this is the important one. But, like, first Chinese American woman. What exactly does that tell you about, you know? Too sweet. Okay, this one can actually work. Like, she is too sweet. Although, we're entering an era of politics where you need strong leaders that can cut difficult deals. Right? Like, if you're too sweet and you're negotiating with Putin, is that an advantage or a disadvantage? Do you think, like, Putin is going to be taken aback by the sweetness? No, you need leaders that are too rough, actually. Like, we're changing the policies a little bit. We need the leaders that are harsh but fair. So, I don't know if that's an advantage. We already talked about this one with Trekkie. To be honest, AOC could have just said League of Legends. Like, that would have been better. Not by much. You know, if she would have said, like, a modern game that's popular right now, like Marvel Heroes. That's on Steam. It doesn't matter if she plays it or not. She's a politician. She can lie. But, like, if she said that, that would have gotten her more points. She could have said Twitch streamer. Like there were a lot of other things that would have gotten people interested. What is this? Like, she's black. She's got superpowers like in the movies. Like in the Spider-Man. Miles Morales. Like, is that? Youngest black woman elected to Congress. And again, like, a lot of focus on being young. Young people don't like each other, just so you know. Like, the Zoomer generation, they don't like each other. Especially, there is a huge rift. Like, a generational gap in the Zoomers. Like, that never happened before. Did you notice that? There is a generational gap within the Zoomer generation. Like, that didn't happen with the millennials. That didn't happen with the boomers. I think it's the first time, probably, in human history where there's a generational gap within the Zoomers. It is the before and after the pandemic. The Zoomers that managed to get a childhood before the pandemic, they're the ones that grew up with TikTok. They're the ones that grew up with the Twitch streamers. They're left-leaning oriented. The Zoomers that had their childhood fucked by the pandemic, they are some of the most extremely hyper-political right-wing individuals out there because they have seen what the government can do to them and it frightened them. They have seen like the government who was advocating for liberty and freedoms take that away, shutting down businesses, shutting down their favorite places, locking them in their homes. They're terrified by the government, and the point is like, if the government can do this to us, we need to get in charge of the government so that we make sure it does it to others but not to us. That's their mentality, you know. Go speak with them if you don't believe. Go social media. Go to your socials and actually look at what they're saying. Most of the time, you see like a person that's hyper moralistic and concerned with what everyone thinks and is terrified that a single person may think differently than them. It's usually a Zoomer that managed to go through the pandemic and they're terrified that such a culture can come back. And so like they need to recreate that culture and be in charge in order to dominate others. And so you're not going to appeal to them with saying young people because like young people terrify them. It's like seeing themselves terrifies them. Young black women elected in Congress co-founded the Black Maternal Office, hates balloons. Like, again, who are you appealing with these ads? Like, who is this supposed to cater towards? Like, what type of person is going to see, oh, this politician hates balloons. Wow, she's so relatable. I hate balloons too. I get it, it's a joke. You know, you're trying to make it... No one laughs at this anymore. Like, this is the type of humor that existed when my dad was young, when people couldn't say fuck on TV, so, like, they had to find, like, different ways to make people laugh. We can say fuck on TV now. Just drop a slur. Just drop a slur. I guarantee you, if you drop a slur, you're going to get eyeballs and a lot of people will vote for you. They will be like, well, you know, I don't like Republicans. I'm going to vote out of spite. I'm not going to vote because I love Republicans. I'm going to vote because I hate my representative. And they're going to vote for you. Literally, that's how it works. Okay, just drop a fucking slur. House Minority Whip. Massachusetts 5th Congressional District. Not into hair dye. Again, just too much info. Like, I don't know who made this. So fucking cringe. They keep wondering, like, why can't they get the male vote? See, this is something that doesn't make sense. They're doing this whole bit where it's like a fighting game, but like the players that play fighting games, over 90% of them are men. And the other 5% are transgender women. And then there's like probably a 2.5% of intersex. The actual women that play fighting games is extremely low compared to any other video game genre. And so you're trying to do this in order to appeal to men while talking about hair dye and stuff. Again, who is the person that proposed this? Texas 30th Congressional District, public defender and attorney, not a morning person. So fucking relatable. My fucking God. Like, it takes a Democrat from Texas to have some level of common sense. Like, all the other Democrats just beat the F. I don't even know who this woman is, but she's already, like, just by positioning herself next to the others, she has gained my respect. Look at this, right? She doesn't mention she's black. She's like, I'm a public defender and an attorney. I don't know why she's good at her job, but at least she knows what to advertise, right? It's her accomplishments. You don't accomplish stuff by getting born, right? Like, getting born is the arbitrary characteristics. It's just what you're happening to be. Like, that's not important. But being a public defender, that tells me a lot. I can see she's black. You know? I can figure it out, right? Well, she's oppressed and she managed to become a public defender and an attorney. You know? Like, you don't have to explicitly say, like, someone that would have the mindset of, like, systemic racism and all that internalized. Like, they can see you're black, and it's like, oh, okay, so, like, she become a public defender and an attorney. That's interesting. That is how you get votes. And by the way, the reason this is happening is, as I mentioned before, you don't want a party to be constantly in charge. In Texas, the Democrats from Texas have to constantly check themselves. They have to keep the grifters out. They have to keep the asylum out of their party. They have to constantly care about their public image. And so when you have a Democrat from Texas, at least they get it at some level compared to the others. And they're like, yeah, you know, not a morning person. That's a fucking relatable task. Yeah, that's something relatable you can say. Because, like, who is a morning person? Nevada 3rd Congressional District, president of communities in school in Nevada, 2 sprained fingers. Jesus. Go see a doctor then. Anyway. Yeah, pretty cringe. I would say this is one of the cringiest political videos I have seen. The thing is, though, I would like to turn into a Republican video, but, like, usually the most clear stuff they have is, bringing guns and shooting at random things. That's it. Like, that's Republican level cringe in political advertisement now. They used to have cringe. They used to have, like, all of a sudden there's a big cross behind them, or, you know, like, Jesus is there. It's kind of like promoting your pronouns. It's like, hey everyone, I'm a Christian, and you wouldn't know unless there's a cross behind me. Like, I'm pretty sure if you are a Christian, you wouldn't need that cross. Like, people would just know. But, like, you know, like, that to me was cringe. However, this is way beyond, I mean, holy shit. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.